Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to talk Bulldog Hockey with us, head coach Bob Daniels. Coach, welcome to the show.
Good to be here, Rob.
I know since we last talked to you, obviously a lot of games have been played, but your team right at this point of the year in January, you got to be happy with the way your guys have really battled each and every night.
I am, and the results are starting to follow. We're, 3-1 in our last 4 and 6-6 in our last 12, and so we're making strides, we're making gains, and even in the loss on Friday night here, I felt that was a game that we could easily have won just as well as lost, and bounced back on Saturday for really a nice win there, Rob.
Before we get into this past weekend, the week before, you were at Bemidji State, a team near the top of the league standings, and obviously a nice sweep on the road.
Yeah, for us to go into Bemidji, they were number 2 in the league, we won both games. The second game we won pretty handily, 5-2, and we gained a lot of confidence from that weekend. And it's a long trip, and in some respects, I'll talk about that when we talk about this past weekend, but it had an effect on us this weekend a little bit in terms of our rest and preparation for the weekend series. But boy, it was great to come away with a road sweep. Moved us up, I think, to 5th at that point in the standings, and so yeah, we're hitting, we're starting to really head the right direction as we start to look at playoffs. We've got a ways to go yet. We're hoping to climb up further in the standings, but the important thing now is make sure we're playing at our peak performance of the year as we go into playoffs.
Go to the highlights of this past weekend back at home, taking on a longtime rival in Bowling Green, and doesn't matter whether you change leagues or not, it's always a great matchup against the Falcons.
It is. We go back to the days, we've probably been together over 40 years with BG. We were in the CCHA with them, then WCHA, and back to the CCHA with them, so we're kind of sister programs, although there's not a lot of love lost this weekend between the two teams. It was pretty chippy and very physical out there. This is kind of a case in point. This was, really tough sledding hockey, and I thought this first night, we fall behind, but we really carried the play early on, and you can see right here where we've got future recruits out on the ice. But yeah, no, we played really well, but yet we fall behind in this game. And both goals here, I think our goaltender would tell you you'd like to have him back. That's Noah that's playing for us, Greisbeck. And here's a goal scored by Caleb Ergang. He was CCHA Rookie of the Week last week, and he scored 2 more goals for us this weekend. So he had a strong weekend, and he's really starting to come on for our team.
Obviously, you had a big middle period here after coming back from a 1-goal deficit. You take the lead here in the second period of play.
We do, and we took the lead 3-2. The third period, regrettably, they get 2 goals on power play. And we felt like 5-on-5. I don't know in this game, we may have only given up 1 5-on-5 goal all weekend. We felt like we were the stronger team, but here's a really nice power play goal by them. And we did take 2 ill-advised offensive zone penalties in this period, and they both came back to hurt us in this game. But other than that, we played a very strong game.
Obviously, this right here will be the eventual game winner for them, but you had some opportunities even after that goal to try to come back and tie it up.
Yeah, we inside the last 2 minutes, this isn't a great chance here, but inside the last 2 minutes, we had some really good looks and did everything but score. So, we felt good coming out of the game that, hey, we felt we were the better team. And to come away with a 4-3 loss, that was a tough pill to swallow.
Obviously, you come back the next night, and I know you mentioned that long trip to Bemidji, and I heard the post-game press conference, obviously maybe more of an impact in the second game than the first game.
I think it was, and our first period in the second game was horrendous, is the best way I could put it. We were flat. We looked like we were in quicksand, and the only thing that kept the game 0-0 was our goaltender. Logan Stein had a terrific night. And then second and third period, we played much better. Actually, we ended up out-shooting them both periods pretty handily, but our first period, and I couldn't figure out how we could come out so awful. And Dave Sensor, our strength and conditioning coach, was the one that mentioned that, hey, our numbers, because we have them on heart rate monitors, he goes, our numbers are through the roof right now. He goes, they're just tired from the 15-hour bus ride through the night coming back from Bemidji. But I love highlights because we're seeing us get a couple of chances here in the first, but these might be the only 2 times we were in their end of the rink in the first period.
Obviously, a scoreless first period of play. Logan Stein, you mentioned him in goal. Noah's been playing in goal as well since he joined the team. What's it like having another high-quality goaltender?
Oh, it's awesome. Again, we have future recruits on the ice. I love seeing that. They're a lot cuter than our guys. But no, we now have a lot of competition in play for our goaltending, and it's bringing out the best in both goalies. Both Logan and Noah, who joined us at Christmas, are playing exceedingly well. Our save percentage between the two of them now is over 90%. It's no wonder that we're starting to win games because our goaltending has been much improved.
Obviously, we saw you get the goal here in the second period and had a 1-goal lead. Chance maybe to make it a 2-goal game as well.
Yeah, they called this back offside. It was close. I haven't seen it in slow-mo, but it was really close. I think it would have been huge to have that 2-goal lead going into the third period. Obviously, it didn't count, and we were prepared, though. We knew it was a possibility it wouldn't count. Now, we had killed a 5-on-3 off earlier in the game, which is, rare, and then we had to kill a 4-on-3 off, and we weren't able to. How late in this game, how these pucks stayed out of the net, I have no idea, because we were all over them in the third period, and we just couldn't find the equalizer, or not the equalizer, the go-ahead goal, I should say.
Obviously, as we see right here, it'll head to overtime, and you've played a lot of close games, a lot of 1-goal games here over the course of the season.
We have, and here's a great individual effort by Marshall Moyes as he dekes the player out, goes in, scores. Marshall had so many chances this game. It was great to see him get the game winner, but he had a strong performance, and he had a lot of opportunities to score, and it was good to see him find the back of the net there.
Obviously, nice to get a big win in overtime at home and in front of the home fans, knowing you have just one more regular season weekend left here at home.
It's hard to believe. You wonder where the year's gone. It seems like at certain parts during the year, things drag on, but all of a sudden you get to the end and you're like, what happened? Now, we do have a weekend off this coming weekend, and we need it. We've got a lot of guys banged up, and we have some guys with some fairly major injuries, but others that are just this week here having it off will let us get some bumps and bruises taken care of, and it probably would have been better even if we had had it last weekend and then played Bowling Green this weekend, but you can't set that schedule, but it's a much needed week off, and then we look forward to taking on Lake State up at Lake State.
Finally here, I know the Olympics coming up here in the month of February. A couple Bulldogs and Pat Nagel, Corey Kane that'll be taking part here in the Olympics.
Yeah, we've had Olympians. As a matter of fact, this will be our third Olympics in a row with being represented. We had Chris Kunitz, played for Team Canada. He won the gold medal. And then, now they have 2 more players named to the team. It's exciting. I don't know the exact count. I think we're getting close to 7 players that have played in the Olympics in hockey for various countries, and we're really proud of that.
Well, Coach, thanks for the time. Great win on Saturday night, and enjoy the weekend off.
Great, thanks. I will.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.